Hello, arty friends. How are we all today? Um, I'm trying to say something different than what I normally say because I always say I'm back again today, which is just really getting repetitive. So I tried to think of something else, but it didn't happen. And I find if I rehearse anything, it doesn't ever work, and so I'm just trying to be myself. So this is me, and that's all I can say. So so I'm here today with an art journal spread in my Dilutions art journal, which is nearly finished. So I started doing this entry before I started recording, so that's why I've sort of started. You've come in and I've sort of started. So what I've done first, I've used a Kaiser Craft a stencil, a Kaiser Craft stencil, the scripty one, and I've put some modelling paste through that, and I've used a Close to My Heart stamp set with that squiggly circle, and I've stamped them over the page, and I've also used a dotty rubber stamp that I've had for a couple of years now, and I picked that up when I was in Tasmania, and I found this really cute little scrapbooking shop there. I don't remember where it was. I couldn't even tell you what town it was. I just don't remember, and that's where I got that from. And I've also used that Teresa Collins sticker sheet that I've pulled out of my stash. I liked the sort of the brownie tones to it and the vintage feel to it, so that's why I pulled them out. And I've had them a while too. As you probably would have noticed, or I noticed, that I had a Paper Squared price tag on it. And Paper Squared was a local scrapbooking shop to me. And it was that really huge one, that, the really big one. It was that one, and yes, it was close to me, and it was awesome. But yeah, they closed down a few years ago, which was really sad. So that sticker sheet would be a couple of years old at least. So yeah, so I've adhered all that down with my Liquitex matte medium, and I've also added some book paper there as well. So now I'm coming in with some white gesso. I like using the Liquitex white gesso, and I'm just using my little plastic spatula. That one is actually the Dina Wakley one, and I'm just scraping on some gesso over those elements that I've stuck down, and also to brush it over, or scrape it, I should say, over the stamping as well, just to sort of push it back a little bit so it wasn't so like in your face, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this I'm going to attempt to do this paint wash that I wanted to try and do. I've done it heaps of times with watercolor, but it's so much easier with watercolor. So I've got the Dina Wakley paints in the elephant colour. I love that colour. And the ocean. And so what I've done is I've put a little bit of the paint onto that's just a piece of tracing paper that I just had sitting on my desk, and just decided to use that, and added a heap of water. Used my Dina paintbrush. Oh, I'm a bit Dina thing today. And sorry, excuse me. And brushed it over the page, and then squirted the paint again with more water, because I really wanted it to really run and look really watercolory and painterly, and I was really going for that effect going across the middle of my spread. And then I go in and do the same technique with the ocean. So I did struggle with this. I did struggle with it because the elephant didn't come out as dark as I wanted it to, and because of my art journal, It's the Dina Wakley one, and if you've got it, you'll understand what I'm saying. So the left-hand side is like, because I'm nearly finished it, like there's 10 pages left maybe. And so the left-hand side is like really, really bulky. And the right-hand side is still flat because there's nothing underneath it. And so as you can see here, all the paint was like just going straight into the join there of the binding, and it was just frustrating me because I did not want it there, because I wanted the paint to sort of stay in the middle, but it was running up to the top and the bottom of the page, and yeah, it was really getting frustrating. So I think I'm going to stop using this journal now, because I'm finding that I'm not enjoying working in it because of the problem of the bulkiness in the book. So, I mean, if anyone has any ideas how they use it once theirs got bulky, or maybe I'm just a bulky art journaler, I don't know. But if you have any tips, let me know. Is there a way I can, I don't know, maybe pull it apart or something? I don't know. So I'm just doing the same effect. I'm using a lot of water. I'm watering down the paint on the tracing paper, and using my brush to spread it over the page, and then spraying it again with the water bottle and sort of blending it out. And as you can see, I'm trying to soak up the paint that has gone into that spine thing in it. Yeah, I wasn't happy with that part. So I've come back to add a little bit more of the elephant, because it wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to, you know, be like a really, not a dark grey, because I know it's not a dark grey colour, but like I wanted to see more of the colour of the elephant colour, because those two colours look awesome together, don't you think? I love it. They just look awesome. So I'm just going backwards and forwards and doing that technique, and using my baby wipe to wipe up any drips that I didn't like, or anything that got too wet, because I didn't really want it to get too wet, but I needed it to be wet to run that little bit more. So, and I'm just using that baby wipe to dab up anything that I didn't like, and yeah, so I'm just going to keep going with that, and then I go off and I dry that. I think, did I dry it naturally? No, I think I use my heat gun, because I can be patient sometimes, but sometimes I'm just not patient, and and like I can be honest and say that I'm just not patient. But so when it comes to art journaling, I'm not patient because I get really super excited. I would love to let things dry naturally, because I think I'd get a different effect, especially my watercolor. I need to learn to keep my watercoloring and just let it dry and like naturally, and just see, yeah. But yeah, I don't have any patience. So I've come in now with my Studio Calico stencil. I picked this stencil. It's another cheapy stencil that I picked up from Spotlight. It was like $3, and as you can see, like there's a kind of a little bit of a theme here, because I'm trying to use up my stash. I have such a huge stash, it's not funny. I have so many stickers that are years old. I have so many chipboard shapes and pieces. I have so many Project Life cards. I have Project Life card boxes that I've never even opened, and I really want to start using some of that stuff. So that's what I'm doing today. Well, I'm trying to do. So what I've done now is I've used my handcraft stamp that I've been carving out on erasers that I pick up from Woolworths, and I've stamped my little girl on a piece of tissue paper, because I want to stick it down on my journal spread using the matte medium, and the tissue paper will blend into the background, so it'll actually look like I've stamped that tissue paper stamp straight onto the page, which I haven't. So now I am just using some of the Teresa Collins stickers to do my title, and it says "Be true to yourself." And then I come back in with the matte medium and glue all that down. We'll go over the top of it and a little bit underneath and glue all that down. So then I can, you know, add paint and stuff over the top, and to know that it's real well stuck down, because just using the stickers wouldn't hold, and even just using a glue stick, it wasn't going to be stuck down. So come in, and as you'll see when I go over the stamped tissue paper, it just blends into the background, and it's like it wasn't even there. It's like you didn't even use tissue paper, but I just love the effect. It just looks awesome, because if I actually just stamped directly on it, it wouldn't be clear stamp because of the background and the modeling paste through the stencil. So yeah, that's why I did it that way. So now I am coming in with my Stablo. I don't know if is it Stablo or Stablo all pencil. I think it's, yeah, I call it the all pencil, but I think other people call it something else. And just scribbled some lines, and because that pencil activates with water, and I love this pencil, it's like the best, most awesomest pencil in the world. And I wet my big brush and just put a heap of water on there just to blend that all out. And then I also go around the tiny word alphabet stickers that I stuck down for my title, and then I come back in and I do it around my little stamped tissue paper girl, just to sort of make sure she blends straight into the whole page and everything is flowing nicely. And then I also do another little squiggly line through the middle of the page with the all pencil, again just to darken that up just that little bit more, and just use the paintbrush with a lot of water and just scrub that around again. So yeah, so that's where we're at. I done this art journal spread like over a week ago, and it's been sitting on my computer waiting for the voiceover, so I really don't remember exactly what I do. So I'm just sort of going it along and hoping that it sounds like I know what I'm doing. Does that make sense? Because I really don't have any idea. I can't remember. So, and I have the worst memory. It's not funny. I don't remember people's names. I don't remember how sometimes I go through my journal and I think, how did I do that? And I don't even remember how I did it, and I did it. Yeah. So, I mean, my memory is so bad. So, as you can see, I've come in with my Sharpie white liquid paint pen. I think it's called a paint pen, isn't it? Yeah. And I'm just doing a little bit of doodling. I added some highlights to the stamp girl, and yeah, just going around doing some doodling, some squiggly lines, some little crosses and little circles and all that sort of stuff. And here you can see that I didn't allow that Stablo all pencil to dry properly, so I've just come in and hit it quickly again with my heat gun. And then I think I'll come in with my black pen. Yes, my black pen. I have a lot of black pens, like a lot of black pens, like a lot. So I don't remember which pen I used. I would have just picked one up that would write over everything, and it did write. So I've just added my little journaling around those stamped circles and just doodling all over the page now. So yeah, so that's pretty much my art journal spread this time. So if you liked this, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, because I have a lot of projects in the works at the moment. So there's going to be a lot more I say this every time, that I'm going to come back and do this, I'm going to come back and do this, but life just takes over, and I find that I get really engrossed with a project, and I forget, and then it'll be like 2 or 3 days later, and I'll be like, oh my god, I haven't been on social media at all or said anything, because when I get engrossed in a project, I am doing housework and, you know, household chores and all that sort of crap at the same time. So yeah, so I do apologise for that, but So do pop back again, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. So bye.